Hello, welcome back to Ask Mindful M. I also welcome you back to the Spoken Word Summer Series. I'm Mary O, Associate Licensed Marriage and Family Therapist, and I thank you for coming to listen as we continue to progress through this summer series. Today, we reflect on Paul Laurence Dunbar's We Wear the Mask. Sometimes the hardest person to introduce to the world is ourselves. So you may ask, why this poem? I chose this poem because many of us know what it feels like to smile while carrying something heavy. Authenticity often begins where safety is found. So for a little historical context as well, this poem was published in 1896. It emerged during the rise of Jim Crow and remains a timeless reflection of survival and authenticity. And so now I'm going to read said poem, We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts, we smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise and counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but O great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. So that poem is also linked if you'd like to review and refresh as well for yourself. And so I just like to share a few reflections about what I think this poem means in connection as we think about marriage and family therapy. And so here it goes. One, I want to consider that masks help us survive. Masks don't develop because people are weak. They develop because we adapt. Many of our masks protected us from different things, right? That could hurt us, right? Literal pain, rejection, conflict. We can honor how these masks have helped us survive while gently taking the time to ask whether they still serve us today. Next, I want to consider families teach emotional rules. So if you were tuning in to the prior episodes, we talked about how we don't only pass down pain or trauma, we pass down dreams, we pass down hope, and we also pass down rules, right, and expectations. So families can teach spoken and unspoken emotional rules. So it may be, hey, we don't cry in front of such and such, or we don't laugh too hard in these certain situations, or whatever that may look like. These lessons shape how we express feelings, how we handle conflict, and build intimacy into adulthood. So related to the first reflection of helping us survive and protect us, how we learn, what rules we learn, help us determine what mask we need or feel like we need at any given point. And as we progress from teenagehood, young adulthood, older adult, middle adulthood, all the stages, these masks may not be as relevant, and they also may be hurting us more than serving us because we never learn how to handle or how to feel or express feelings or build intimacy because we're too busy trying to protect ourselves from the downsides of that process. Next, consider healing happens in safe relationships. So, considering that healing often begins when someone creates enough safety for honesty. Okay, so this could be, you could be that someone. You can decide, hey, I'm going to create a safe space so that I can feel like I'm safe, whether that's starting a journal, whether it's voice journaling, or it could be a safe space that originates from someone else, right? That says, hey, I can talk to this person and I feel safe and we're very honest within this relationship. It's a friendship. It could be romantic, whatever that may look like. Authentic relationships allow us to exchange performance for genuine connection. So what that may look like if you're building that safe space within yourself, to even be honest with yourself first. Because being able to be honest with yourself first is a very important step, arguably, to being able to be honest with anybody else. So what that could look like as far as building a genuine connection between yourself and truth about you or other things. In the journaling process, being able to say, hey, this is what I told myself, and you know what, this was actually true. Being able to understand what the mask is, and then understanding what is the truth behind the mask. Or maybe that is starting with someone else. Then we say, hey, I'm going to start something new with you. Let me get it out. Let me say it out loud, and that'll help me continue to build. Whatever that looks like. Healing happens in safe relationships. And lastly, considering becoming whole. Healing isn't pretending the mask never existed. It is recognizing that what once protected us no longer has to define us. So in connection with the few other reflections we walked through, it may serve its purpose, and it may also be a part of a certain part of our lives. However, it doesn't have to be who we are as a person. It doesn't define us as, oh, I wore this mask in this season of my life, so that's all I can ever be, or that's all I ever will be, or even still, that's all what everybody ever is going to see of me, right? You can make any change at any point to say, you know what, this is how I want to be different. And as you continue to show up differently, those actions, those behaviors, those communicate to you, prove to you, and then communicate to others around you about what exactly, who you are and who you are choosing to be. So just in reviewing, we walked through a few reflections here just to consider that masks help us survive. Families teach emotional rules. Healing happens in safe relationships. And becoming whole is maybe a buy-in, an intrinsic buy-in to unmasking and fully embracing authenticity in every space and within yourself too. Marriage and family therapy helps people reconnect with their authentic selves. As safety grows within relationships, new ways of relating become possible. Not only for individuals, but for families across generations. If you haven't already, feel free to circle back to episode 1 and 2 as we walk through what's passed down, what we passed down, and then dreams and hopes. And now we're here at what are we masking, and why do we mask, and what is ahead from there, and how do we affect those that come after us. And so if you've been following along, you may have looked into the reflection card that I posted earlier this week. What masks have helped you survive that you no longer need to wear? There isn't a right answer. This is only an invitation to just ask the question and see what comes out, or what is uncovered, if you will. So until our next meeting, keep reflecting, keep healing, keep becoming, and stay mindful. Thank you for listening. I'm Mary O, Associate Licensed Marriage Family Therapy, and I'll talk to you again next time.